What is up, my beautiful people, my community, my tribe? I love you all so very much. We're here to talk about the full moon in Leo coming up on the 28th of January. This is, I know each moon cycle is big, it's intense, and there's all going on. And we just went through probably the most massive, energetic astrological day of the year, at least, if not, it was sort of like the crescendo to all the energies that we experienced in 2020, right? So this energy is like that peaked, we hit like, the big part of it. And now we're sort of coming down into a more like the energy is going to stabilize. But picture this as like, if you're skiing, right? You're skiing this big, like the Black Diamond, right? The big fucking mountain. We got to the top of the mountain and we started going. Now, when you initially start, it's like, oh shit, that oh shit factor. But some people get excited, some people get scared. You need to make sure you've done the inner work so you're well prepared for the velocity, for the movement, to go with the energy, right? To go with the flow. Now we've got just a little bit down the hill. Now we got to traverse side to side, and we have to use our skills to really come into really understanding what we're doing to work with this energy. Okay, you're going to notice that a lot of new things are coming into your life, a lot of endings, a lot of beginnings. What may be happening is that I know that I've been seeing it in my life as these new energies are coming in. It's like it's bringing in experiences, people, opportunities, and things, habits, thought processes that may have, they've come in and looked similar before, and we're seeing if we're going to respond in the same way or not. So right now we're in a critical time where we have an opportunity to respond different to the stimuli, either within or without. Okay, now this full moons are about releasing, right? And this one is definitely going to be very heart-centered, very heart-based. A lot of deep emotional energy is going to be felt here. So I'm going to pull this up, but before I pull it up, I want to remind you, guess the background of the vibration of the background of this video. Still no one's gotten. I know this was one a little bit tougher, but I've given some clues, okay? And I'll give this clue again, that in previous videos, I have, particularly the first 4 that I made with this background, I said the word of the vibration in the video. Okay, so see if you figure that out. Go back and check it out, and don't forget to go check out the Opportunity Community, and you can join on Telegram. And we have a Zoom meeting every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific. In order to be able to get into all that, okay, you got to go download my free ebook on my website, and you'll be put on my mailing list. And I send out notifications usually Thursday night. All right, come check it out. It's an amazing community, amazing group. We have people all over the world, and also check out my Uforia team too if you're interested in DNA-based nutrition. If you want to get more on the nutrition, the health and fitness side of it, which I'm going to be doing more with here in the near future. And if you want to make some money, and if you want to connect with some awesome people and really be a part of something bigger and something that's really growing really fast, come check it out. Message me, comment. We'll figure it out. You connect to me, and I'll make sure that we get to that. Okay. So without further ado, let's bring up the chart here, and we're going to look at this is January 28th, 2021 at 11:16 a.m. Pacific, and this is when the full moon is exact 9 degrees 5 minutes. So we have just passed, like we went through a period of 3.5 months of the full moons being at 8 degrees and the new moons being at 23 degrees. Okay. 8 is of course abundance, growth, and with being in a full moon, it's letting go of the shit that's holding back our growth and expansion. And 23 degrees, of course, 2 + 3 is 5. 5 represents change. So the new moons being at 23 degrees represent change. So a lot of change energy. Now we're at 9 degrees, okay, of this full moon, which means letting go. It's like an ending, right? And endings and new beginnings, but ending meaning we've come to the end of the road, and it's time to let go of any attachments, of any things and experiences, thought processes, behavior patterns, what have you, things that are no longer serving us. Now, how do you know if it's no longer serving you, right? You gotta be able to take a step back and observe the energy from an objective, like third-party perspective. And when you do, you'll see that certain people that you connect with may get you in your head, may drive you crazy, it may seem like it's just, you got to walk them through things. It takes a lot to have the relationship with them. If you're in a job or a business that is no longer for you, you're going to it's going to be so heavy. It's going to kind of suck. Like, you're going to be like, fuck, I can't do this anymore. Having a hard time waking up, you can't eat, having a hard time sleeping, all those things. Whatever is not right for you, it's going to give you those kind of feelings because energy is so potent. It's like the energy is demanding, hey, we need to change now. We need to grow. We need to accept. We need to transmute. We need to alchemize. All right. And this energy is going to be, so we have Jupiter exactly conjunct the sun. So the Jupiter is exactly opposed to the full moon as well, which is freaking huge. The sun conjunct Jupiter is the most benefic aspect in astrology. Okay. So this is really seeing our shit. And this is also bringing us into this understanding more of this Aquarian energy, right? We also have, Mercury at 26 degrees of Aquarius, and it's about to go retrograde here in 3 days on the 31st. All right. So Mercury is slowing down. Mercury is going to be like, we're going to be almost in our head about stuff, like going over this new energy, this new Aquarian type energy. Really, the shift from the Capricornian energy may have left us with a little bit of PTSD, okay, with all the deep work that we've done. And this is really going to be a time where we're taking a step back and looking within and really contemplating, looking at, identifying what is meant for us and what is not. Where do we want to go from here? And really integrating these new ways of thinking and being. Aquarius is all about community, guys. You can see there are two different ways that communities are being built right now, okay? And one is more of a south node way, and the other is more of a north node way. The south node way, if you look at Apple, Google, Facebook, all these big corporations, they're creating these big communities. It's very similar to the military, in my opinion, where they have dorm rooms, they have cafeterias, they have basically a whole ecosystem where they say, you just come here, you don't have to do anything, rely on us, and you give us what we need. And they give you just enough to survive, basically. All right. To me, I was in the military for 10 years. That is, after a while, you're like, okay, what's next? I want to grow. I want to be, it sucks the creative energy out of your life. And to me, that is just a way to become a prisoner. Just my personal opinion. Okay, if that's for you, then that's okay, right? Some people want that. The North Node is more about what I'm doing with Uforia, with the opportunity community. It's about taking your own passion, your creativity, your leadership, your drive for excellence, and creating a structure around that to create a beautiful community where other people, other like-minded people, people that resonate at the soul, at the heart level, come to you, and you all teach each other, you work together, you identify each other's strengths and weaknesses and help to develop these things, right? Create and this independent soul level, heart-based life where you don't work a day in your life. You literally do what you love every day. You connect people, the interconnectivity of the tribe is everything. And that is what, this is opening up our heart and saying, hey, it's time to really look at what kind of community, what kind of reality we want to create. Now, at the same time that this is going on, we have Pluto conjunct Venus at 25 degrees of Capricorn. Man, whenever Venus and Pluto are in an aspect, especially conjunct like this is 100% realizing that you want to be with this soulmate, like twin flames coming back from the runner chaser dynamic. This is meeting that person that just lights you up, or realizing what it is that you really want. This is also learning how to receive in a whole new way, learning how to create the structure of your life in a much more deep, passionate, sense, where you're like, I got to do this. I've got to create this. I got to make this happen. I want to do it responsibly. I want to do the, growth oriented stuff. That's saying I picture in a movie, it's like somebody smoking weed. I got to change my life, man. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. You know what I mean? Like you could be in a place like that and just needing to really push forward and push through. But this is going to give us a real kick in the ass in a positive way. Okay. This is ending. There's a lot of emotions coming up, but with Jupiter conjunct the sun, this is shining a bright light. Say, hey, you got this, dude. You're going to be fine, but you have to trust, and you can't, you have to instead of looking at everything that's wrong in your life, you have to look at everything that could go right or everything that is good, and be grateful. The attitude of gratitude is my longitude and latitude, is my favorite sayings, because you have to step into this attitude of gratitude, even if you don't have everything that you want or you feel like you need. You're alive. You know, if you have all your limbs and you have all your limbs, like if you have a good body, you gotta like appreciate the things that you do have. We always want shit better, bigger, faster, stronger, harder, whatever than we actually have. That's what drives us to be better. But a big part of this is acceptance. Accept where we're at and acknowledge how far we've come. Like, give yourself a pat on the back. You know what I mean? Very, very important. And then, of course, we have Uranus and Mars in Taurus. Now, Uranus is at 6 degrees and Mars at 10 degrees. So Mars is moving away. Mars is starting to establish its own relationship with itself again, of course. And don't forget, Mars, especially after going retrograde in its home sign, our divine masculine went through a massive growth and shift, right? A lot of breakdown, breakthrough, a lot of redefining who we are, like, and how we bring ourselves out in the world. And now that it's, you know, like when it came into Taurus, it immediately started connecting and speaking with Uranus, right? And so that shifted the dynamic a little bit, but it was still highly transformational. It was like, okay, now you're out of your home sign. Now we're in Taurus, which is a little more stubborn, a little more grounded, a little more like, you know, this is like a fixed energy where it's like, gotta do this, gotta make this happen. I gotta go forward. And with Uranus, it's like short circuiting, like, okay, we gotta do this, but maybe like, you know, before we can fully integrate this, we have to break this down. So it's more breaking down and more rediscovering where we're going. And then now that Mars is beyond that, now it's, you know, like, ugh, right? Like it just came out of, I don't know, like, you know, what's coming to my mind is like at the end of basic training in the military, right? You go through this like final ruck march and you have to go through all these tasks and everybody is exhausted and just brutally just beat up, but they're still somehow moving through it and everybody does it together. And now they're finally done. And when you're finally done in that, you step up to this, like, for me, like, I think they do a little bit different everywhere, but it's like you walk up to this, it almost looks like a makeshift graduation stage where like all the instructors and, you know, the leadership are standing there waiting to like slap. I was infantry. So, you know, slap that, you know, infantry badge on you and say like, you know, welcome to the team. Like you are officially now, you know, you have completed your training and now you're a part, and now you're stepping in this whole new, like, holy shit, I'm an infantryman now. Right. Like it creates this new identity, but this is a cosmic identity. This is like, okay, this is my masculine identity. This is who I am. This is what I've leveled up to. And now it's like a whole new level. Like, okay, now I have to hold true to myself. So maybe you want to start a new fitness regimen. That's what I'm doing, right? I had to work through, you know, a tear in my labrum and my tricep. I got stem cells and, you know, I couldn't work out for a couple months, and that just really humbled the shit out of me. Right. But now back to it for 2 weeks. I'm like, and now like that's prompting me to eat much cleaner again and more consistent and getting my sleep back on schedule and getting up. And instead of just being sort of lazy and laying around, or not really, I don't really lay around ever, but, you know, like, you know, I'd watch TV or just, you know, dig into something that's not physically active. Now I'm like, okay, I am etching out an hour and a half out of my day, no matter what. I don't care how tired I am. I'm just gonna move my body, move, and make it happen. And, you know, see how this is influencing my blood. You know, I do my microscopy, and then like, and so I'm structuring it more and more. But whatever situation, whatever process for you feels right, this has to feel right. It has to feel like you're moving up. It has to feel like you can step into these shoes, and it's a more responsible version of yourself. That's when you know you're going in the right direction. Okay. So we also have a very powerful. Sorry, picking my nose here. I got a little fucking Schmegelmeister on there. And yes, Schmegelmeister is a technical term. We have a grand fire trine here between Chiron, the moon, and white moon Selena. So this, you know, whenever there's a grand trine, it's like things are just moving. Energy is moving through us effortlessly. It's a really beautiful, aspect. And this is emotional. This is allowing us, you know, to be incredibly vulnerable and open up our heart again on this, who am I, this deeper level of, okay, I just posted something earlier about, you know, talking about how the meek shall inherit the earth, right? And meek really represents this Chiron energy, in my opinion, meaning that you step into the vulnerability of your soul, of your heart, and you acknowledge the parts of yourself that feel weak, but in essence, they are actually your complete true strength. Now, there's also synonymous with Pluto energy, right? Pluto energy is, the transformative death and rebirth kind of energy that makes us go into our own shit. Chiron is sitting in that energy, accepting it, and standing in our true power. Because look, once we face our own shit and we are honest with ourselves and we know what we're doing, nobody can fuck with us. Because usually when people, when people come at us or we bring in drama or, any kind of things that make us feel uncomfortable, it's because we are mirroring that energy. We need it to teach us something about our heart because our heart's closed down, right? So there's a lot of heart opening, very deep heart opening energy. And with this grand trine over to White Moon Selena, this is opening us up to the communication with our higher self, our spirit, and really trusting and believing. Trust and faith is everything here with our growth, right? The more we trust, the more we surrender. When we surrender, we don't try to push for things. We don't try to control things. The old way of doing things, the Capricornian way, is control, right? The Aquarian way is surrender. So a lot of people, myself included, are learning new ways to surrender and to be a vibrational match and allowing things to come in, allowing things to manifest in our lives. And if we're still manifesting shit that we don't want, it means that we need to surrender more. That's really, when it comes down to it, that's the bottom line. That's the very basics and specifics of what we're going on. And I also want to mention too that we have Neptune here now at 19 degrees and the nodes at 18 degrees. So we have passed the exact square point of the nodes with Neptune. That means that the illusion and delusion, it's going to start to fade now. Hallelujah. This is going to be, we're going to have more intuitive understanding. Like our intuition is going to start to get crisper. It's going to start to get sharp. We're going to see through even more bullshit than we see through now. This tells me that pretty soon the mainstream media is going to start to crumble. Okay, because they've been just pushing this misinformation and misidentification information agenda for so long that people, at higher levels are not going to stand for it anymore. All right, which, amen, that definitely needs to happen. But, there's still a lot of unpredictability going on in the world with all this political stuff. And I don't like to get political on these videos because it's kind of irrelevant. When we focus on us and we focus on North Node creating the community and, the space and the reality that we want, none of that shit matters because 99% of it doesn't affect us, right? So don't get too caught up in it because it doesn't really matter. All right. Now, I'd like to read the inside degrees of the degree of this full moon, which is 9 degrees of Leo. It says a solid gold egg. Okay. The bare stark truth here. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. The bare stark truth, the singular accomplishment of heavy labors, an extraordinary gift, yet it is endangered. The gift is to be quintessentially yourself, and this gift abounds. Surrender by danger, see falsely by others, turned around. Digging your way out of history, you are compelled to puncture the illusion of image. The drama distorts. What is pristine remains inviolable. I have to look up that word. Yet so much is lost irrevocably. Each subtle weakness takes charge. The long way around to a very simple quality that would mean nothing unless it were first gone. Suffering and self-knowledge. All comes easy, nothing comes easy. The riddle of destiny. So this really kind of sums up what I was saying about the vulnerability, right? About the vulnerability of taking that mask off, literally and figuratively, exposing our gift to the world. It is an extraordinary gift, yet it is endangered, meaning that, people may not accept it. And when they don't accept it, are you going to allow that to hold you back, right? You need to step up in this gift, no matter how weird or how, like, Aquarian is the weird in us all. So this is the new age. This is what we're walking into, okay? Your weird is your way through into this higher place. And it's about stepping through that feeling of, it's weird. I don't know. I feel, this, that, and the other way about it. That doesn't make me feel empowered. Well, you have to step in to that feeling to accept and acknowledge this power, this gift that you have. All right. I have a gift, right? But for the first 30 years of my life, I thought that it honestly made me a pussy. Like I didn't like being empathic. I thought it made me weak. It wasn't until I was forced to face it during my Saturn return that I started to realize, oh, wow, this actually is what makes me powerful and strong, because my power is through compassion. There's a lot of people out there, we've been conditioned to really holding on to this image. And for me, this full moon is taking this image and throwing it in our face and saying, no more. You are meant to be authentic. You are meant to level up. So it's time to step into your authenticity, right? The gift is to be quintessentially yourself, and this gift abounds. So once you step out and be vulnerable, expose that gift to the world in whatever way that manifests for you, you will find that the right things, people, places, opportunities come to you. You don't have to chase anything, right? It's surrounded by danger, seen falsely by others, turned around. So this is when you step into that vulnerability and you bring that out, you're going to be surprised at how people respond to your gift. And I guarantee you, if I look at your chart, I can tell you what your gift is. Okay, that's my gift, and helping people see their gift. And that's why I'm so great at creating community, because whatever it is, whatever your blockage is, especially when you're building like a business like Uforia, right? People get in their own way. It's all about personal development. So when you get in your own way, a lot of people don't know what to do. So they back off, they get frustrated, they get shut down. Fuck that shit, it's not for me. Well, you know what? Let's figure out what is for you. That's what I do. I help you figure out how you tick at that deeper level in your subconscious mind. And these triggers, we identify them, we go into them, we learn them, and we grow. And once you identify them, then you learn your own way to go out in the world with this gift, and you see yourself start to manifest abundance, however that looks. Okay. And you got to let go of any expectation. My position is just to help you see your own shit and then help you navigate walking through that own shit. Okay. So this is going to be a really beautiful and powerful full moon. I hope that you guys, enjoy it. Set the intentions to take that image that you have out there. Okay. That is not really part of your authentic self. If you're walking around like you can only be part yourself during, like around certain people, or when you go out, do certain things. Look, the way that I am on camera is the way that I am in the world. It's just, I'm not able to be two different people. Now, if you're a Gemini, that might be a little bit of a different story. Like my man, the Peace Dealer, when he's on video, completely different person than when he's in person. He's very quiet, very reserved, very, it's almost like he's just looking around and like assessing everything all the time. But on camera, he comes alive, right? But that's his personality. That's his authenticity in his own way. So so my mind is very different than yours, than his, than, somebody else's. So whatever your level of authenticity is, how you want to bring yourself out in the world, just feel like you 24/7, set that intention for this full moon and step into that vulnerability and make it happen. All right. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful full moon, and I will talk to you on the next report. Aho.